This Meditainment production is brought to you today by the Samurai Aquatics and Decor Metaventure. Scan that QR code or click that link in the description and dive yourself headfirst into the Samurai Aquatics Discord server to pleasure your peepers on our current and future range of outdoor decor.
The Whine and Cheese show is a Metaverse and NFT discussion and interview series brought to you by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and host BEN68 and Morecheese. Warning: the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved and contains content not suitable for anyone.
G'day and thank you for listening to or watching the Whine and Cheese in the Metaverses show podcast. I'm BEN68 here with my co-host Morecheese for episode 60, recording on Friday the 18th of November for Cheese, which is Saturday the 19th for me.
Today we talked about some FIFA, FTX kerfuffle, other crypto scams, Zuck the cuck changing directions. Oh, and Ben's not his friend anymore. Ronaldo's Adam's apple, Johnny Walker's weird NFT flex, Apple news, and a sinking country.
Yep, so get ready to piss your pants to another super shitty episode of
The worst show ever.
Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Cheese. One is a wanker, one's like it stonks. One's from Australia, one's from the Bronx. Talking about the Metaverse and NFTs. Interviewing all the real crypto G's.
Hello and welcome to Whine and Cheese in the Metaverses show. I'm Morecheese and this is my co-host BEN68, and we're here to talk about everything Upland and the Metaverses.
Yes. You got anything that rhymes with 60? I tried to think I couldn't come up with
Nifty.
anything.
No, that's not it. 60.
60, nifty. Yeah, that'll do. Nifty episode 60. There you go.
You got me thinking now. Why'd you put that in my head? Now I'm gonna
Episode 60.
be
Normally we do that thing.
Mixty.
There you go.
Stop me, Ben.
Challenge for the people at home. What rhymes with 60?
Oh, that's a good challenge. Yeah.
What do you win? Nothing. The glory. The glory.
Oh my God, did you hear? So Uplando had his 200th show last night.
Yes. I did get a
And-
sneaky peeky at some the gifts that D-Tech put together for it, which was hilarious, but yeah. I missed out on seeing it.
I gave away a node property.
Say what?
I saved it for the show to tell you so you could have that genuine face. Yeah, I gave away a node property. It went to Catmaster J, and he was head over heels. And I'm glad he got it. He said he's never going to sell. And it had a house already built on it. And it was right next to our friend, the 57 student, right there.
What node are you talking about?
Bronxdale.
Oh, okay.
What? I'm not going to I'm the manager. I can't give another node property from someone else. I can only give my own. Look at you, got so
Wow.
nervous.
No, it's just a lot going on. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So how did the rest of it go? Because he hasn't uploaded yet. He's been a bit slow with the uploads.
Yeah, cut him some slack, I guess. He still owes people a lot of prizes, including me, Uplando, me. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, had fun.
Yes. In other Upland news, it's all FIFA at the moment.
It's all FIFA, and I love it. So I'm gonna say let's start out with the tiles. Have you been going to pick up the tiles and whatnot, the outdoor decor stuff?
Well, I went over to Qatar because it's free travel.
They're not doing
Right.
it there.
Yeah, like how dumb is that?
I
Like,
know.
They've got a factory there manufacturing them,
for
But they're not
Detroit.
selling them.
They're manufacturing them for Detroit, LA, Rio, and Queens.
Yeah, so
And I already gotten over 30. I don't have any of the gold yet, I think. But I have a lot of the red and green. Sorry, go ahead.
probably the less I say on those, the better, because I just I don't know. I don't want to fight on it because, like, I just don't see the point. Like, if they were solid colors and you could do like different things, like people are using them for pavers and all sorts of stuff, but you know they're saying they're mosaics and you can make patterns, but they're not like. It's like when you're trying to put a background together, like for a GIF or something that scrolls. They're not like, they don't match up to anything.
Well, here's the thing, Ben. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is making money off of them.
Yeah.
So they can look like a dot for all I care. If people are FOMOing over them, I'm going to buy them and I'm going to try to sell them.
Yeah, I think the premise is good. Like, but it needs to be more like Minecrafty or something, where you could put them together seamlessly to make patterns. You know, there's a way to do it. Like at work, there's a whole bunch of kids puzzles and things where you can make massive patterns.
Well, you could put them pretty close together.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like this yellow one, for example. If you put that next to a yellow one, it doesn't continue through. The pattern doesn't continue through. They're all just an individual
But
pattern.
remember, there's 10 of them. Each. So some, like, you never know, they might have some sort of something where they go together.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
I like the macaroni ones.
So no, I went over there to try and buy some, and then I got over there and they're making them there, but they're not selling them there. So I think I went over, I might have stopped in Queens. I was in Queens and Manhattan for a while, and I just couldn't get any there. So I just like, oh, flog this. And I just went back to San Francisco. So I'll skip this one completely.
You have to time it. You have to look at the factory. You have to see, and it's all about luck, because they were going in an order before of which stores get it.
Yeah.
Between the four, but then every so often they change the order.
And they're expensive, right?
They're not. I mean, they're like 7,000 for the small, 9,000 for the medium. I don't know how much the big ones are.
Yeah, I'm not going to FOMO into that.
There's only 100 of each color for each design. And yeah, I went a bit hard into this just because I feel like there was a lot of work to put into it, so they're probably going to be worth a decent amount.
For the flippage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'll skip that one personally. But yeah, lots of other stuff going on with FIFA.
Gosh, those Block Explorer cups. I don't think, like, there's only 5 per. I've been registering in every place I could to see where I could possibly get in line for this, but
did you see my epic whine about the Australian flag?
That's
like, this ain't
fucking hilarious.
This ain't the Australian flag, bruh.
But like, isn't it spelled a funny way too?
Oh, they screwed up the spelling somewhere, but that's not the Australian flag.
Yeah.
The Southern Cross is too low. It's missing the Commonwealth Star. And like, I whinged, and we got feedback that like not every flag is open to be licensable. Blah blah blah.
I mean, that's weak. That's a weak response.
That's weak sauce. It's weak sauce. So imagine. I just thought, like, I put the thing out there. Imagine like signing up to be an ambassador, and you go out to all these parties and talking to people who have no idea what Upland is, and like, yeah, it's incredible. You can like buy all this stuff, and look, you can buy this stuff, and they click on it and they see that, and like, they'll be like, what's this?
Yeah,
that ain't Australia, bro. So I don't know. It just seems weird.
You would think they would like say, "Hey, oh my God, thank you so much for bringing this up to us," but they kind of just ignored you until you said it for a third time.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that. Yeah,
like,
imagine the American flag. Imagine the American flag was there, and there was only 20 stars on it, and the stripes were the wrong way or something.
Yeah,
like, come on.
No, I hear you.
So that's my wine. But yeah, other than that,
Poor Ben. Poor Australia.
Upland hates Australia. I'll
I
put it
think
out
they
there.
do.
They do.
What's the hate about Australia? You guys are cool.
Not even trying to hide it anymore. How'd you go with the actual bundles? Did you go bonkers on the bundles?
I kind of did. I figured this is the first. I went bonkers on the first one for the NFLPA as well, and I have no regrets there because I got some pretty good deals off of those. But for the soccer ones, and I'm going to call it soccer, I got 5 of the passes.
Yep.
And just a bunch of other blasies. How about you?
I went in deeper than I thought I was going to. The FOMO got to me as the passes were disappearing, but then it turns out that they're going to issue more. There's more coming. They're going to do them in several waves, apparently. So I think I might have got 6 or something of the most expensive ones, and then a bunch of the other ones. So I spent about 250K all up, but was actually really lucky with my rips. I got a dozen passes, some pretty good like lower mint stuff.
That's cool.
And but I mean, like the NFLPA, I'm just completely underwhelmed with the quality of the actual items we're buying. It seems like MS Paint 101.
Look at but look at the Bored Apes. That looks stupid too. Like most of the stuff out there looks stupid. I'm gonna say that. Like everyone is like, oh, this looks amazing. Like they're freaking connoisseurs of art. No, you're looking at a fucking card that you could probably find in like a package for 25 cents at the store if there was no such thing as a metaverse.
Yeah. I like that the passes that you get, where's that down here? The passes have a little bit of razzle dazzle to them with a border and that sort of stuff. Like I'd like to see that for the shirts and the boots, not just an MS Paint copy and paste boots and you've changed the color.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Is that Upland or is that them giving to Upland?
Well, considering how consistent it is with NFLPA, I think it must be Upland created. Whether they've hide that out, I don't know. But yeah. Right. But yes, I did go in deeper than I was expected. I have told myself that that's it. You're not going to buy any more, but we'll see how it goes once those wider passes come up. But I itemized all the things that I want to do, and I've got way too much to save for. So, I want to squirrel away 1.5 million for URL races. There's another 500K I wanted to put away for end of year Christmas, New Year's ornaments. We know there's going to be more building ornaments and there'll be stuff for Christmas. So I want to squirrel away at least 500K for that.
These next 2 months are going to be crazy with spending.
Yeah, and also don't forget I'm giving away 1 million guaranteed for the UDU podcast, so I have to back that up again. So I got to squirrel another 1 million away to get that back. So when we kick off in the new year, that's still available. So yes, I dipped my toe in the FIFA world, but that's about the extent that I'll.
Yeah, you know what? At least you have a few. That's it.
Yeah, how'd you go with the collections? Did you start playing around with the collections?
No, I didn't touch them. I actually didn't know until recently that they can go into collections. I think I found out on the Uplando show last night.
Yeah. I had a bit of a play around, but it's just it's like they've tried to do everything. There's like 40 collections or something crazy. It's just too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't checked yet. I'm sure that's going to be a whole big thing on its own.
Yeah, and there's no way, like, obviously there's multiple things can fit in multiple collections, but there's no real easy way to see what best fits where to get the most fan scores or yada, yada, yada. So, I patched a few things in. I think I might have got my fan score up to about 10K, something like that. Which is, I don't know if that's good or bad. I got no freaking
Me neither.
idea,
That sounds like a good number.
Yeah.
What's the highest you can get? I think the highest you can get is like 100,000 or something.
Yeah, I don't know. So, what are you going to do with your passes? That's the question I meant to ask.
What can you do with your passes?
Well, you can just sell them, obviously. You can trade them. I believe you can once those matches are on, or after the matches, you can trade them in for the mementos.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably do that.
Yeah, me too. I think that's once it's all kicked off, I don't know. I've got a semi-finals VIP one or something like that. I think so. Yeah, maybe something like that. I might look to flip, but it's so early. Like the shops have only just kind of got established now. So as far as the market and that goes, I don't think anybody has a clue what these things are actually valued at yet. So
Solly got a good one. I talked him into buying a few of those $25 things, and he got one with a pass, a really high level pass for like 6,000 fan score or something.
Or must have been a platinum one, was it?
Yeah, it was a platinum one.
Oh yeah, that's lucky.
I was like, you bastard.
Yeah, and they had a bit of trouble. Like when it's a weird thing where I was in the middle of doing something. Oh,
Yes.
that's what I was doing. I was those most expensive packs. They were, what was it, renewing every minute and a half or something like that, or 2 minutes or whatever it was, the cooldown. So I was waiting for the cooldown, but just as I'd go to press buy, I'd get a pop up. You got to open your box. I'm like, not now.
I was getting the tiles. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God. I was like, come on, man. I was waiting like an hour for this.
So, and then I'd get a box open and there's only one item in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd get the same box pop up, 10 minutes later and there's another 2 items. And then, so that was a whole kerfuffle. But yeah, it kind of sucks that you can't have any control. Like it should be your items are here. Click on it when ready.
Yeah,
like unbox when ready.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
Like I think they mint as soon as you open that box. So like they don't have it like I do with Nefty, like print all of them out, then put them in Nefty and then have it randomized.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if you were able to hold on to it. I don't know if that would be good.
Well, it's just not even just having the opportunity within the UI to, okay, now I'm ready to, okay, let's do it. And then they can do it, keep all the same system where it just pops up or whatever. But just, that initial blast. Like imagine the poor treasure hunters. Like if you're in the middle of a treasure hunt and you get smashed by 15 of those in the row, you'd be pulling your hair out. Or I know that's happened before at city releases. People have got caught out with the NFLPA.
Oh, yeah. I think Tiem was one of them because he bought a lot of the NFLPA. And we were doing a city oath. I'm sorry to laugh. I don't mean to laugh, Tiem, but it was hilarious. He got so mad because it was like one after the other, and he totally missed it.
Well, we're in beta still, so that's fair. But that was several months ago, Take that feedback on board and try and get things, what do they call it? Quality of life improvements, little things like that. All right. Other than that, there's not much happening with Upland. I did have a dig around in the news articles, but it's just all FIFA stuff. It's just rehashing that.
Yeah.
But we got some other stuff to dive into, and I guess we should address the elephant in the room straight off the bat. Which is, did you get yourself caught up in this, Cheese?
Uh-oh. I hope not. Unless it's good. No, I didn't.
No, it's definitely not good. So, what do we know so far about the collapse of crypto exchange FTX? Have you seen that play out on Twitter? Like this Sam Bankman, some of his tweets, like after it happened, he put this big tweet thread together about, I'm sorry I fucked up, blah, blah, blah. This is how and why it happened. And
I haven't seen it. No. What did he say? How it happened?
Oh, he had like this big woe is me story. And then, CZ from Binance is on there on Twitter saying, we're gonna take it over. We'll look after all the customers. And then the next minute he's posted, hang on, we've had our team look into the financials. We ain't touching this with a fucking 10-foot pole. So,
holy shit. Yeah, I hear this guy's on his way to Argentina or something.
His private jet made it to Argentina, not him. So
not him.
The question is, what's on the private jet? That's the question that's been floated around. So apparently, I don't know.
All the money.
Yes, but we've been talking about FTX for ages.
Have
this show.
we?
Yeah, this will jog your memory.
All right.
I'll click over to the next one. FTX fall left Mercedes in utter disbelief. The Mercedes Formula One team. Remember they did all that. You could get if you bought the NFT, you got the replica Formula One car, or you got the rear wing.
All right.
Yeah.
I remember
So
that.
that was all FTX sponsorship.
Wow.
So FTX was one of the major sponsors of the Mercedes Formula One team.
Wow. So what happened?
Oh God, this article kind of goes into it, and it's so convoluted. But basically, I think, as far as I could tell, basically they were getting all their customers' funds and then investing it elsewhere and lost it all. So then you get a run on the bank. People say, okay, I'd like my money back now, and then there's no money there to give back. So then the whole house of cards falls over.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it says, how was FTX structured? In corporate terms, FTX was a chaotic web of more than 100 different companies, all united under the common ownership of Bankman-Fried and his co-founders. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, so it's very, very greasy. Why did it collapse? In the short term, because of a token called FTT. This was effectively a share in FTX. The company issued itself and promised to buy back using a portion of its profits, but documents leaked to news sites CoinDesk suggested that Alameda, the group's hedge fund, was using FTT to make risky loans, effectively trading using company script.
Wow.
The revelation prompted a major holder of FTT, and this is where it gets interesting, rival exchange Binance, to declare it was selling its holdings, prompting a run on the exchange as other customers scrambled to withdraw their funds. And of course, when they went to withdraw their funds, they couldn't.
Oh my God.
Yes. So this is, the whole thing between FTX and Binance, it's kind of, I think there's a lot more to the story there.
Yeah.
Basically, CZ and Binance have just crushed this into oblivion, whether that's by happenstance or whether it was by design. I guess that's yet to be known, but yeah. But yes, a lot of people got burnt. A lot of people.
Oh my gosh. Will people get their money back? Some people will get their money back, but no one is going to get everything. Even Bankman-Fried is convinced that it would take an $8 billion injection of capital to make every depositor whole. But the accounts presented by Ray make clear that is wishful thinking. There isn't even a single document detailing all the company's depositors, he says, and why the balance sheet. Well, didn't this guy make like 29 billion?
Yeah.
From all of this. Why
amount.
can't he just give 8 billion of his to make everything right again?
Because it's
or
all
is that
gone.
just me being naive?
It's all been squirreled away.
In Argentina.
Or who knows? In all these other 100 companies, there's some weird tie-in with the Democrat Party in the US, and it gets
really?
real.
What's
it gets
that
real.
about?
Oh, you'll have to look into that yourself.
This is why I don't pick either side. They're all probably they're all at weddings and dinners laughing together at all of us.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's not good. As far as people get their money back, it's like goes back to the original Mount Gox situation. Like people only got a portion of their money back. It wasn't that long ago. I remember that all played out, and that was like, I don't know, 10 years or something ago. So yeah, don't
people buy silver, buy gold, squirrel it away, don't put it in a bank.
Well, it just comes back down to the basics of crypto. Don't invest more than you're willing to lose, and don't keep stuff in exchanges. Like I definitely don't invest more than I'm willing to lose, but I do have, like, all of that dollar cost averaging I've started doing. That's still on exchange. I'm not pulling that out, but we're not talking big money here. So,
well, banks are talking about a digital currency now for like the dollar, and that's something I'm strongly against.
Well, it's already happened. It's already happened in Australia. Like one of the banks, ANZ, back in the day, 2018, I believe, 2019, a lot of the big Australian banks, like if I tried to deposit funds into, like, onboard Australian dollars into the crypto exchanges in Australia, it'd deny your request. And there was this whole kerfuffle about, hang on a minute, why are you controlling what I do with my money? I can go down to the fucking pub and put 10 grand in the poker machine. You know, what's the difference, sort of thing. But now, yeah, one of the banks, ANZ, I believe they already have or if they don't already have, they're in the process of having their own digital currency. So, yeah, whether that's not a national currency though, but it is an internal.
Yeah, well, that scares the shit out of me.
But it's a lot of these companies do this for international remittances, things like that. If they have to pay their employees,
but let me give you this. Let's say the U.S. came up with a digital currency and got rid of all, physical money. Yeah. They can then control everything we do with it. You have no way of actually taking your money out and kind of like squirreling it away. They have full control over it.
It's a weird situation. Like, yeah, I get that side of things, and people talk about that a lot, and they bring it up a lot. But, geez, I haven't had physical cash in my wallet for
I get that, but
2
I
years.
like the option of it. I like the option that if I wanted to, I could. Like, remember those truckers in Canada? I'm not saying I agree or disagree with them, but I disagree with the fact that they weren't able to go into their banks, their own fucking banks, and take their own money out. They put a hold on their money. Like, who does that? How can you even say that's something that we can be okay with, whether you agree with it or not?
Yeah, so that just speaks to the point that governments already have that ability to tie up your funds now, unless you have physical cash under your mattress or something, where you can't do that with American dollars because it's all paper still.
Yeah, but we still, like, I have I have a lot of silver and gold stashed away just in case. All right, so Solly, my husband, just actually DM'd me something really freaking cool. Well, I don't know if it's cool, but Qatar bans beer at stadiums 48 hours before the World Cup starts. You get what you paid for.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
If they ban the beer 48 hours before the World Cup starts, that means they already had the beer there. So who signed off on getting the beer there? Somebody's made a shitload of money importing it all because...
Or they never had the beer to begin with.
48 hours before it starts?
They figured they'll just say it now, so there's no possible way of fixing this. I put the link in this chat if you want to pull it up.
But the logistics of that.
That's not going to roll.
Well, it will, because that's that country's laws, isn't it? It's no alcohol at all. So.
Well, no. I don't know if it's no alcohol at all, because they have tourism there and people are allowed to drink. Just Muslim cultures aren't allowed to drink. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of those annoying sites where you can't see anything. Oh, there we go. Well, this is awkward. FIFA sponsor Budweiser said it now deleted tweet. Qatar has banned the sale of alcohol anywhere near all 8 World Cup stadiums in a sudden change of policy just 48 hours before the start of the tournament. Wow.
Oh my God, what are they doing?
Interesting.
I mean, I don't drink, but like, I know these are big drinking things.
Here we go. The sale of alcohol is strictly prohibited in Qatar, strictly Muslim country in the Persian Gulf, and it's only sold in high-end restaurants and hotels. Well, maybe it's a thing because there's going to be, like, mum and dad and kids from Qatar, citizens are going to be at these events. They don't want that to cross-pollinate or something. So I kind of get it, but this should have been sorted out well in advance of this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, they don't even have Pepsi. They have Coke products.
Yeah, wow. That's interesting. Now beer will only be sold at the official fan festival site in Al Bida Park in the center of Doha, around 6 miles from the nearest stadium. Wow. Well, you know what people are going to do there. Mad people are going to smuggle in hip flasks and all sorts of stuff, and then they're going to end themselves in jail. Hey, that's not good.
It's interesting though. I'm dying to see how it plays out, just because I love the goss.
Yes. yeah, that is interesting.
That's a nice
say
little
that
pop up.
Yeah, so that whole, just to wrap up on that FTX thing, yeah, that's kind of crazy. And like I said, I don't think we've seen how that's all going to play, and it's going to have massive, wider ramifications. Like even in that Mercedes article, Toto Wolff, he's going on about how there's much greater regulation needed, and this, that, and the other thing. It's regulations are careful what you wish for sort of situation, isn't it? And it just goes back to what you're saying with the digital currency and that sort of thing. So
Yeah, that
bit of a
scares
tricky
me.
one.
It scares me a lot.
Bit of a tricky one. Okay, now this might help wrap up on that as well. Just a little article here. It's always good to touch on these things. How crypto scams work. A reminder in the age of FTX. So, yeah, I started playing around in crypto in 2017 and rode all through the ICOs and that sort of stuff where there's just scams were rife and people were getting wrecked left, right, and center. So here it says, today, millions of cryptocurrency investors have been scammed out of a massive sums of real money. In 2018, yeah, that was at the height of it. Losses from cryptocurrency-related crimes amounted to 1.7 billion. The criminals used both old-fashioned and new technology tactics to swindle their marks in schemes based on digital currencies exchanged through online databases called blockchain, blah, blah. I used to get, that was back in the Telegram days. All of the ICOs would run Telegram things, and I used to entertain myself reverse scamming the scammers, and I actually managed to get one of the scammers for a bit of Ethereum. I went on this big laborious thing and said, I've got this Ethereum here, but it's locked and I don't know how to get it out. I don't have enough. And yeah, I managed to reverse scam a scammer, which was the highlight of my back in the day. So yes.
Yeah.
So fast talking swindlers, that's basically how it starts. And like before we press record, I said that we're getting hammered on our YouTube email link, like with offers for advertising. We're going to pay you $250. Click on this link to see the contract. Blah blah blah. That's where it all starts. If you don't know who these people are, if you get contacted out of the blue, the same thing happens on Twitter. Hey Ben, thanks for following. Can you follow this other account of mine? Don't click on nothing.
Yeah.
Just mad to click on anything. That's how they get you. So yeah, that's basically the crux of it. I always say keep it text only, and then if you get a bunch of if you get an email back and it still has links in it, you just walk away. It's just not even worth it. So yes, the lies and more lies. Some scammers go straight up for deception. Yeah, the tricky one is what do they call it? Cloned websites. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Yeah,
I know they had one called Atomic Chub. And people were getting all their, I'm like, dude, like, why don't you just copy the link?
Yeah.
Not the link, just copy the text from the link and put it in there. And if it doesn't show up, then it's like it's something you should click on.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the next part goes on exploiting friends and family. I've had family members have their Facebook hacked, and you get a message from them saying, my car's broke down, I need trouble, can you help? Blah blah blah. And then you give the like it's my auntie or something. I'll give her a call. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh shit, yeah, it's just been hacked. So plenty of people
happened in
do
New York a lot. Like people would call pretending to be the CEO of startups, and one of the new people got caught on it, and they were like, oh hey, I'm in my car, I need the password to this thing, can you get it for me, like I'm running really late, blah blah blah. And they caught one of the people. I'm like, dude, just ignore it. No, the CEO is not going to email you.
No. Or you get like the tax department calls up, you owe $150 in tax. They start off small or something. Yeah, just okay, bye. If it was really important, you'd know about it. So
they still owe me $4,000 from 2 years ago. Yeah.
Get your money.
How?
Yeah. Fraudulent initial coin offerings, yeah, that was a classic one back in the day. ICOs. I haven't played, like I said, I haven't played around with ICOs since 2018, but I was into dozens upon dozens of them, and I only managed to get scammed once, and that was about $50 worth, so it wasn't too bad. But yes, if it seems too good to be true, as the old saying goes, yeah, it more than often is. So you just be super careful. You're out there. If you suddenly get a message from Morecheese saying, "Hey, I want to see this property," just double check with somebody else, because we do know this Discord gets hacked as well. There's multiple ways that people can, impersonate accounts. Like I know Uplando gets targeted a lot with impersonating accounts.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And if I send a link to someone, I'll always send it not being a link. I'll leave off the front, and I'll just say copy and paste that into your URL.
Yeah, absolutely. Can be very, very tricky.
It's tricky.
All right. Now, I'm going to move off on that and just have a look at, like we mentioned Binance before, like crushing FTX, whether that be by mistake or just, by coincidence or whatever. But and when we had Costa on for the last week's show, when we were talking about FIFA, he did mention Binance and NFTs, and they're going into NFTs in a big way. We've got here, Binance puts Ronaldo NFTs in spotlight with first ever global ad campaign. So this is pretty massive.
Ugh, I have a thing where Adam's apples bother me. Look at like his sticking out. It's like, I don't know.
You just want to flick it.
I just want to cut the skin around it and see what it looks like underneath.
Wow.
No, that's just me. All right. Binance.
Yes.
They have a Binance, and then they have a Binance for America, right? Or
Yeah, because you're so special with your super regulation, you need your own exchange.
It's no good. It's horrible. Regular Binance is so much better. That's why I don't touch American Binance. I don't touch Binance at all.
We do have Binance Australia as well, but I only use regular Binance as well. Although in saying that, I haven't done anything on Binance in 4 years. So yes, but yeah, if and when I do anything with Binance, it'd always be through the main one. I have my one platform that I onboard Australian dollars with, and I just stick to that one.
All right.
Pretty simple. Yes. So how do you onboard then? If you're going to put new fiat in, how do you onboard?
Robinhood. And then I could just transfer that straight over to my MetaMask.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. So yes, Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, has launched a new global marketing campaign with Portuguese football star Cristiano Ronaldo in honor of his inaugural NFT launch. The NFT collection named CR's, well, that's a very unfortunate name for a collection, CR7 NFT collection, is the first in a series of drops heralding Ronaldo's legacy.
Well, it's just him?
It seems a bit wanky, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's really fucking
Look at
wanky.
me. Look at me.
Exactly.
Give me all your
Who
money.
the fuck is he? Like, I've heard his name. I've seen him in some commercials, but I don't know. That's just like kind of weird. Unless
it's one of these things. Now, we have seen a lot of American social media personalities have got them caught up with the SEC, getting smacked for promoting different cryptocurrency projects, but they don't know what the fuck these things are. They're just some manager or something's coming to them and say, here's this deal. They want to give you X amount of dollars if you say this. Like, so I wonder how involved Ronaldo is in this himself.
Probably not very.
Yeah. It's probably just sign this to get a check.
Yeah.
So the 60-second spot, 60 seconds, that's a long-ass ad, running across TV, digital, and social channels across 74 countries and 28 languages. So, yeah, they're really pumping it.
Wow.
Cool. And then, they mentioned, I don't know why they're constantly bringing FTX up there, but yeah.
I know. I think you don't want to do that if you're trying to sell something.
No.
Let's mention something that failed miserably.
Yeah. By the way, our main rival just crashed and burned. Yeah. Yes. So, yeah.
He kind of looks like at that part. He looks like Mac from Always Sunny.
He does.
right?
Now, there's an NFT collection I would buy.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh my
Yes.
god. Somebody shit. Maybe
Jiminy
I could
Crickets.
do some art. Oh my fucking god, he's my favorite character.
Me too.
His evolution was outstanding. To
And
go
I
from
found
a
it.
fucking priest to a crackhead whore.
I found out recently he's married to somebody. He's married to somebody really, another person that's famous that I didn't think. It might be, you know, the show Bones? I think it might be her.
Bones. I've never seen Bones.
Oh, it's a good show. You'd love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Maybe. I'll have to check that one out.
In my thing to see for later.
I mean, it's kind of like a CSI in Miami or whatever you want to call that. It's kind of like that. It's a bit janky. It's a bit silly, but it has lots of bones and skin cutting and all that stuff that you enjoy. So
yeah, I like that.
Probably like it. But Maya, she loves it. That's one of her favorite shows. So if that's
Jiminy
anything to go
Cricket.
off. Yes.
I must have watched the Always Sunny series like 5 times over, completely through. Oh my god.
Yeah. I
had
had
any lemons for his what? For his main? No, not his main. For his oh god, I forgot. But that's hilarious. He goes, "You want the lemons or not, Cricket?" Yeah, I'll take the lemons.
yeah. Yes. I had a friend, roommate in Japan. He got me onto that. We used to sit up till all hours of the night watching them, freaking pissing ourselves laughing.
It's funny because when I first when they were coming out with the show, they had, this was 10 years ago, they had the song The Nightman.
Yes.
They put out, and that's what actually got me into the show, watching that on YouTube.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to continue on with the theme of NFTs for this next one.
We're going to have some fun ones, right? Though, like some happy stuff, Ben. You always, come on. We have to end on
that. Was a good one. That was a good one, Ronaldo. Yeah. Well, this one is something that we've been hinting about for a while too, as far as food and beverage goes. Like we've been saying this, you know, as more brands are going to get involved. How can NFTs and real world products how can that marry up together? So I quit drinking about a year ago, but this still interests me. Johnny Walker launches NFTs on Blockbar NFT marketplace. So the multinational Scotch whiskey Johnny Walker has announced plans to launch a new NFT token. NFT token collection.
Oh, come on.
That might be right. I saw a token there and your radar goes off. But if it's a collection of NFTs, that's cool. For cultural moments for the arts on them. What's this? To celebrate the highly anticipated, well-renowned cultural moment for the arts in Miami on December 1. In a November 18 press release, the luxury drink maker confirmed launching the new NFT collection on Blockbar. Never heard of Blockbar, the world's first direct-to-consumer NFT marketplace for luxury wine and spirits. What? The world's first direct-to-consumer NFT marketplace, okay, for luxury wine and spirits. Come on, is this saying I'm going to make NFTs of worms with their heads cut off? Okay, this is the world's first platform to buy those types of NFTs. Are they going too niche here with that claim?
I think so. That just seems weird.
Yes.
But are they going to send you a bottle with your NFT?
I don't know. I would imagine it would work the other way. Well, we have talked about this previously where perhaps it could work both ways. So if you buy a bottle of Johnny Walker, maybe there's a QR code on there and you get an NFT associated with it. Or if you buy enough NFTs, maybe you can blend them to get an NFT that you can hand in at the store to get a free bottle. And remember we talked about this way back with, it might have been one of the burger chains in NFTs, and we're saying, well, what if just some employee just went in there and scanned all the QR codes for themselves while they're on night shift? So it'll be interesting. So what is it actually? According to the announcement, the new digital assets will allow Johnny Walker fans to take part in a token-gated voting experience. Oh, here we go. Giving holders the ability to inspire Vandy the Pink's final design of the physical bottle. Oh. So you can vote on the bottle design.
That's dumb.
That is kind of dumb.
That's dumb.
So what do you actually get? Johnny the Walker Blue Label NFT. Here we go. In quotes, we are thrilled to be pushing boundaries in Web3 as this is a first of its kind creative collaboration with an NFT marketplace, ultimately allowing the Blockbar community to play with the unique Vandy the Pink icons to co-create a one-of-the-kind Johnny Walker Blue Label bottle with us. Okay, so your NFTs just allow you to vote. After the man, this article is written horribly. After the December 1 event, the Johnny Walker Blue Label NFT will update to reflect the community vote on artwork and become the design on the.
Who cares? Like, who cares if you get to vote and decide on the design? What's in it for me? What's in it for the people?
What? So yeah, the NFTs that they're selling are tokens that you can cash in to vote for a bottle.
Yeah, Johnny Walker, be better.
I think somebody's been slurping on the bottle a bit too long there. Moving on. Yeah, that was trash. Apologies for that.
But no, actually, I mean, I'm all for trash articles, like just so you can have a laugh at the expense of some companies.
Yeah, when I saw the headline, I was like, yes, this is what Cheese and I have been talking about. So I was like, cool, let's dive into this. But yeah, unfortunately, it's sometimes
you know what I would love?
Judge a book.
I would love some McDonald's very old art of how they used to have, like, you remember when they used to have the Hamburglar
and the styrofoam freaking thing you used to get it in.
I would collect that. I think that would be something cool.
It's coming.
Yeah. I agree.
The next time at McDonald's, I'll have to take a video of what our system's here, because you don't have the giant tablets there yet, do you, for ordering?
We didn't have it in New York, but I saw them in Arizona McDonald's.
Yeah, because it's quite wild. You would just walk in and there's just a like a alley of big massive tablets that everyone orders.
That's cool. I like that.
It's kind of cool. But yeah, I can see that being gamified for NFTs. Like that's definitely coming. 100,000%.
Yeah.
So all right, now I think, what did you say? You wanted some FUD, or you didn't want to end in FUD?
I want to end in happiness, like a happy story.
Well.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is not a happy story.
Oh.
Read that headline. Speaking of bottles.
Oh, yeah, right. Here's the new design. An entire Pacific country will upload itself to the metaverse. It's a desperate plan with a hidden message.
Yeah, and if you're listening on the Spotify, you can, the image in the background, it looks like a Jack Daniels bottle that's been in the ocean. So, the whole message in a bottle thing. So yeah, the Pacific nation of Tuvalu, apologies if I'm butchering that, is planning to create I had a quick glimpse of this article. I think this is sad but cool at the same time. So they're planning to create a version of itself in the metaverse as a response to the existential threat of rising sea levels. Tuvalu's Minister for Justice, Communication and Foreign Affairs, Old Mate, made the announcement via a chilling digital address to the leaders of COP27. He said the plan, which accounts for the worst case scenario, involves creating, now get this, a digital twin of Tuvalu in the metaverse in order to replicate its beautiful islands. Oh, that's not the part that I wanted. Yeah, that's all well and good. That's not the bit. There was another bit. Here. The idea is that the metaverse might allow Tuvalu to fully function as a sovereign state as its people are forced to live somewhere else. So even if that island gets overrun, via the metaverse, you could still be a citizen of Tuvalu.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, I think.
Yeah.
Tragic, but cool.
But not overrun, sunken into the ocean.
Yeah.
I think on the top it said that, like, rising seas threaten existence.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of these
Wow.
small Pacific islands where if they have a king high tide and like some kind of storm action, they're getting like the big waves that would usually encroach right up to the settlement areas. And that just, once your crop areas are inundated with salt, that's, she's all over Red Rover. So yeah, it's happening more and more often. So
Wow.
yeah, there are two stories here. One is a small island nation in the Pacific facing an existential threat and looking to preserve its nationhood through technology. The other is that by far the preferred future of Tuvalu would be to avoid the worst effects of climate change and preserve itself as a terrestrial nation. So there you go. Are you a terrestrial nation or are you a Web3 nation?
Oh, wow.
Interesting. Coming soon. You to you citizenship.
You to Youians.
I don't pay no taxes. I'm a citizen of Udu. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh,
So
I like
yes.
that.
So what is a metaverse nation? The metaverse represents a burgeoning future in which augmented and virtual reality became part of everyday living. There are many visions of what the metaverse might look like, with the most well-known coming from Meta. So how about this? What if a nation like this, a small nation where obviously they have families, they have plots of land, they have houses. What if they were to partner with Upland and they were to do a thing where, yeah, sure, taking all of the tragedy aside, but if they could preserve that this was our land, this was my house, and now, yeah, we have it in the metaverse, but I still own it.
And then maybe create also a charity aspect
Yeah.
of it, so that if you buy any kind of thing that's created and it can only be created on this island, it goes directly to the people that lost their homes.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's kind
Look
of
at that.
interesting.
Yeah, it's like the metaverse is putting things out there, and like that's what I like about the whole Qatar thing. A lot of people said that, the whole human rights stuff and whatnot. I didn't know
Yeah.
about that until Qatar came to Upland. Like maybe this is a good way for people to learn about it, to kind of do something about it. Like, hey, here we are. We have it in a metaverse. It's great in a metaverse, but in real life it sucks. Like, what can you do about this sort of thing? What kind of charities or events can you plan or put forward to kind of bring this to people's eyes?
Yep. As it says here, coffee implies three aspects of Tuvalu's nationhood could be recreated in the metaverse territory, the recreation of the natural beauty of Tuvalu, which could be interacted with in different ways, culture, the ability for the Tuvaluan people to interact with one another in ways that preserve their shared language, norms, and customs. So, yeah, if you're talking about Upland, like the first one, Upland could definitely cover that.
Yeah.
With the different experiences they're setting up for. If we're doing in-game communication or whatever, it could definitely touch on that. Different events and this, that, and the other thing. And sovereignty. If there were to be a loss of the terrestrial land over which the government of Tuvalu has sovereignty, a tragedy beyond imagining, but which they have begun to imagine, they could have sovereignty over virtual land instead. So yeah, think about like the vote we just did in Upland. Like could still be all used. So here it says, could it be done? In the case that Tuvalu's proposal is, in fact, a literal one and not just symbolic of the dangers of climate change, what might it look like? Technologically, it's already easy to create beautifully merged and richly rendered recreations. Yep, blah, blah, blah. It's possible to have entirely virtual interactive spaces that can maintain their own culture. Yep. The idea of combining these technological capabilities with features of governance for a digital twin of Tuvalu is feasible. Yep. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Upland, check it out. Help them.
Yeah, and there's only 12,000 citizens. So yeah, it's definitely doable. But then, of course, here it says there are issues of bandwidth, computing power, and the fact that many users have an aversion to headsets or suffer nausea. We don't need to. Upland is mobile first. So that could be taken care of. Nobody has yet demonstrated that nation states can be successfully translated to the virtual world. Well, I don't know that that's, well, sure, in reality. But Upland is pretty much its own nation state. We have its own economy. We have its own currency. We have its own like global community, it breaks down into smaller communities, like country communities, neighborhood communities, and even micro than that, like areas within neighborhoods. And, it has its own governance now that has kicked off. So what else do you need? What else do you need for society?
Video games.
Well, we have those. We have entertainment. You don't need a hospital. You don't need fire department in the metaverse. You don't need bloody, I don't know, what else is there? We've already got banks. We've already got even there's insurance companies I saw. There's Upland insurance companies. There's all sorts of stuff. So
we need to put a McDonald's on this land.
I'm sure that's what Tuvalu needs. Yeah, so it looks like a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. The final point. The metaverse is no refuge. The metaverse is built on the physical infrastructure of servers, data centers, routers, blah, blah, blah. All of this tech has a hidden carbon footprint and requires physical maintenance. Yeah, we know that. That's nature predicts the internet will consume about 20% of the world's electricity by 2025. Yes, blah, blah, blah. So where does that leave Tuvalu? Kofi is well aware that the metaverse is not an answer to Tuvalu's problems. Yeah, of course it's not the answer, but it could be it's
a nice way to hold the beauty in time so that it doesn't get lost.
Yeah. And that's one of the, perhaps I don't know enough about it to talk with too much authority, but in Australia, there's a lot of problems with the Indigenous population because a lot of it stems from the fact, through colonialization and all of that, they kind of lost touch with their cultural heritage. The Indigenous communities that appear to do the best, like that are the most successful, happiest, are the ones that are fully in touch with their culture still. So this might be a way to preserve that for, it might not be this generation. Obviously, this would be devastating for the generation that has to physically move if it got to that. But for future generations, having something like that to always go back to could be hugely beneficial.
Yeah.
Even just as documenting how it all happened and that sort of stuff. So
kind of like a metaverse museum that you can walk through in virtual reality, like in real time.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
So yes. We'll see how we go. The message in a bottle being sent out by Tuvalu is not really about the possibilities of metaverse nations at all. The message is clear: to support communal living systems, to take shared responsibility, and to be a good neighbor. Yeah.
I can see that.
Consume less. Consume less, care more. That's kind of a nice wrap up there. All right, now we're going to get back to my ex partner, my ex best friend.
Zuck, what's he up to?
Dumped in the dirt. What do you make of this headline?
WhatsApp will drive sales sooner than Metaverse. Zuckerberg. What?
So old mate Zuck, he bet the farm on Meta with the rebranding. They did their ass, 10 billion in the hole or something, and now he's saying, well, hang on a minute, that's not where we're going to get our money from. It's all going to be about WhatsApp. What the hell is WhatsApp? Do you use WhatsApp?
I use it for family chat with the in-laws in Finland. We have this family chat where, like, if anything happens, we can go there, good news, bad news, whatever. I didn't really see it as anything more than that. I'm wondering, though, if he's looking to kind of he sees Elon making a lot of mistakes with Twitter, and he wants to kind of create a new Twitter within WhatsApp.
Let's find out. Meta CEO said WhatsApp and Messenger would bolster the company's next waves of sales growth faster than Metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg claimed that they were extremely early in monetizing. Meta shuttered. So Mark told his employees that WhatsApp and Messenger would bolster the company's next wave of sales growth faster than the Metaverse, as he aims to wave off concerns regarding Meta's finances. So in quotes he's got here, we talk a lot about the very long-term opportunities like the Metaverse, but the reality is that business messaging is probably going to be the next major pillar of our business as we work to monetize WhatsApp and Messenger more.
There's so much better things to use than WhatsApp for business. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, WhatsApp was like not even mentioned when I used to work in New York, and we had our like I can't think of stuff right now. It'll come to me, but yeah, WhatsApp was not it.
I use Messenger. We have Messenger groups for work, and like you said, with your family in Finland, we have a couple of family-based Messenger groups. But that's not monetized at all, is it? How is that monetized? I don't see any ads or anything when I'm using that.
I think um there's certain brackets you could use it for, like depending on how many people you want in there. Yeah, there was one thing that I used to use. Let me see if I have it on my phone while I keep talking. Where's my phone? Oh, I used to use a lot, and it was actually really awesome, to be honest. But
I know I used to use a different one in Japan. I forget what that's called, Line or something like that. But yeah, it's be interesting to see how they're going to monetize. And it's interesting that they say business messaging is going to be the next major pillar. So they're not talking about grandmas and grandpas and uncles and aunties, and you and I. Business messaging. How'd you go? Did you find it?
No, I must have took it off.
Yes. So yeah, I don't know what he's up to there. It seems like a little bit of scramblage. Slack
yeah. Is like a big one that people use. There was actually another one because it had a lot of features for meetings, for to show visuals and whatnot. Words. But yeah, Slack is the biggest, and then they had another one that was pretty big. I think it started with an M, but it wasn't. Yeah, well, I'll think of it later when we don't even need to talk about it anymore.
2 o'clock in the morning, you roll over and remember. God damn it. All right, just a couple more to touch on now. This one speaks to businesses as well. So it says here, Metaverse explosion will be driven by business to business, not retail consumers. That's an interesting take on things. What do you think about that? So not consumer based. It's going to be all business to business interactions. Can you think of any
partnerships
examples?
and whatnot?
But that's for what ultimately? Like, how does it get there without retail consumers? Don't know. Maybe we should see
subscription based. Let's see. Yeah.
See what old mate Braden has to say here. So the Australian arm of Big Four accounting firm KPMG could soon be holding executive meetings, here we go, and closing multi-million-dollar deals with clients in the Metaverse, with the firm now exploring how the revolutionary technology can transform its business model. Okay, so that's kind of going to what Zuck was talking about too. In a recent interview, old mate said the firm sees real potential in the technology creating new and more efficient ways for businesses and consumers to interact with each other. In quotes, I think the really interesting applications are going to be in the business to business context. And I actually think, what a sentence, that there's money going to be even more so than the consumer driven participation.
Well, here's the thing. All right. So this is hilarious. Right. Right away we have somebody competing against Zuck. Yep. And number two, Zuck couldn't even get people to have meetings in his metaverse. How is he going to have them have meetings in his fucking WhatsApp? Come on.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Fucking Zuck. I know he's your friend, and I'm trying to be nice, but
that was so October.
That was so. Wow. You just cut him off. He's like,
yeah. Mabbott also stated the virtual interactions on Metaverse platforms could not only revolutionize client engagement and service delivery, but potentially also open up additional revenue streams for the firm. in quotes, what we're looking to do is explore the opportunity to create new business models and new assets with technology that fundamentally transforms the way we deliver our services, he told Telegraph. So, building out metaverse teams that interact in the metaverse to make deals in the metaverse and whatnot. I mean, kind of makes sense. Metaverse active users not a concern. Wow.
Really?
The firm is also exploring potential opportunities on public metaverse platforms to see what opportunities are out there. The KPMG partner added that he wasn't concerned with the recent fall in user activity and reported poor user experience in some of the largest metaverses. They're going to talk about Decentraland and Sandbox, aren't they? When you look at some of these spaces, patronage and participation at the moment is not particularly high, but this is when all the really interesting experimentations are happening and the development of those new business models and ways of creating is falling out. So, yeah. Interesting. Blah, 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 blah. I don't think there's much on there. So that's interesting that they're saying they're focusing far more on the business to business. So, you know, most of what we touch on this show is more the consumer side of things because we are consumers. So interesting that
Basically,
some of the big wigs are going the opposite direction.
They want to concentrate on meetings, like doing a kind of like business to business meetings with people all over the world and making it like a very virtual experience. Because either way, their clients are their consumers.
Yeah.
Well, they said they do say retail consumers, so I'll give them that.
Yes.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. See how it pans out. One last one to touch on, which is got raised to my eyebrow. You can probably get a little sneaky peek on the tab there if you have a look up.
Oh, Apple. What are they doing?
Apple's job listing suggests Metaverse product is coming. Crypto integration coming soon?
What?
What do you think about that?
I don't know. Anything that refers to Apple scares me. Let's see what it's about. All right. Recent job postings by Apple suggest that the tech giant aims to build a 3D world for its yet to be announced mixed reality headset. Apple's VR and mixed reality headset is no longer a secret, but new job listings reveal the company is ramping up its work to bolster the device with content. Apple has listed over 30 jobs related to augmented and virtual reality over the past few weeks. The positions usually look for a mix of software and hardware engineers for the tech giant's secretive team. Technology Development Group. Wow. And one of the postings, Apple asked for a software producer with experience in visual effects, since such a person would be able to create digital content for augmented and virtual reality environments. It indicates Apple might be trying to create content for its mixed reality headset.
Yes.
All right. Wow. How much is it going to be? 20,000?
For those headsets. Oh, yeah, that's
Apple's
scary. It's a scary thought. Notably, a job seeking an AR VR network engineer expressly mentions a type of 3D mixed reality world. In quotes, in this role, you will work closely with other developers and build tools and frameworks to enable connected experiences in a 3D mixed reality world, part of the job posting reads. Another job posting suggests that the tech giant plans to build a video service for its upcoming headset featuring 3D content that can be played in virtual reality. Wow.
Wow.
You will work closely with Apple's UI framework, human interface designers, and system capabilities teams, pushing you to think outside the box and solve incredibly challenging and interesting problems in the 3D application space. That is cool.
Yeah. That is cool. Oh, Apple to compete with Meta.
Yes. I just want to, before we go on that, I just want to go back to that because that sounds amazing. Build a video service for its upcoming headset featuring 3D content that can be played in virtual reality. Wow. Imagine people like Metaverse a buck getting a hold of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, he's got some really cool stuff of his own too.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, again, anything with Apple, the roadblock to involvement is immense. I know when I was doing my game development stuff, even just to get basic setups on the platform costs a bloody fortune. So yeah, Apple to compete with Meta over Metaverse. Back in July, Meta CEO, blah, blah, blah. We know all about him. Let's move on. What here? A large group of tech companies, including Microsoft, Nvidia, and Sony, as well as 33 other tech giants racing to build the Metaverse, have announced that they formed a group dubbed the Metaverse Standards Forum to create the infrastructure for an interoperable Metaverse. Is that the one that Upland's part of? Yeah. However, Apple is absent from that group. Yeah, remember when that first came out?
Yes, I do. That was months
notably
ago.
Absent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which further reinforces the theory that the two tech giants are in a competition to build the Metaverse.
Wow.
Ooh, she's going to get spicy up in here.
Hell yes.
Nevertheless, while there have been plenty of rumors and leaks about Apple's much anticipated VR headset, the company has not formally announced any plans. So yes, going to get spicy. Interesting.
And look, he's smart. Apple CEO Tim Cook previously told Dutch media outlet Bright that he avoids using the word metaverse.
Yes.
I always think it's important that people understand what something is, and I'm really not sure the average person can tell you what the metaverse is, he said. That's smart.
Yep.
That's smart.
So they're not falling in, they're not FOMO into the group with the cool kids. They're not FOMO into the language. I think there's plenty of spice on the horizon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they weren't the most positive, happiness, but they were very informative and educational. And I love the fact that you are disowning Zuck. That's big.
Yeah, man. It was a very thin relationship. Yeah. Moving on.
A lot of our fans will be disappointed.
Ah, well, they'll get over it. Lucky we've only got 5 of them, so it's all good. Speaking of spice, what do you got on? What do you got on for the rest of the week?
Well, I have a new bike, so I've been riding that. I'm gonna go to the movies. They have a lot of really cool horror movies out. I don't remember their names, but there's a funny one like Santa Claus or something. I don't know. And one quick thing, I'm getting 2 meta ventures for the Bronx node.
Nice. Is one of them a soccer one?
One is soccer and one is NFLPA.
Nice. Good. That's very good. I'll have to get over there and do some flippage. Because I did get some NFLPA burners as part of the whole before we had that reservation system in place for the outdoor decor transfers. I don't really need to hold on to them. All right, let's get us wrapped up here, Cheese.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk wine and cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk wine and cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. You let fire samurai ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the drive. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. You let fire samurai ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife. Flying through the sky, you let fire samurai ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the drive. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. You let fire samurai ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife. Flying through the sky. Time for wine and cheese. Wine and cheese. 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 Time for wine and cheese.
Are you looking for some of that quality outdoor decor? But you got no freaking idea where to go? Oh, come on over to Samurai Aquatics and Decor for all your outdoor decor needs. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the Metaverse, do ya? Yeah, just delete that. I'm still not ready, sorry. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the Metaverse, do ya? Or maybe some kind of crappy ramshackle building that, I don't know, needs a bit of extra spunk to it or something. And stop mucking about and get yourself over to Samurai Aquatics Discord to see all our available stock. We've got loads of different decor to spend your pretend money on. We've got saunas to fire you up and ice baths to chew you the fudge out. Literally stock coming out of our ears. Grills, swings, seating and more. So much more. And if we don't got it, give us a buzz and we could probably make it. Get yourself on over to Samurai Aquatics at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, lickety split, and gorge yourself on outdoor decor.